The UK's developed a bit of a love affair with the Kuga. Since 2008, over 45,000 have been sold in the UK, and this is the all-new model. Now, one of the key criticisms of the old car was that it was a bit small, particularly in the back and in the boot. This time around, Ford has made the back a little bit bigger, including the addition of reclining rear seats which give more space in the back. But the biggest change this time around is the addition of 8 centimetres of extra metalwork at the back, which gives a much bigger boot, up to 82 extra litres. What's more, if you opt for the keyless package, a simple wave of the foot underneath the bumper mean the boot lid opens automatically as long as you have the key in your pocket, and that's great if you're coming at the car with your hands full of luggage. As well as tech like the new tailgate and Ford Sync system, the Kuga also has a new look inside and out. Outside it looks broadly similar to the old car, albeit a bit longer thanks to the extra metalwork at the back for the bigger boot. Inside it's very similar to the new Focus and C-Max because this car uses the same C-segment platform. And I quite like the design, it's quite nice and modern. However, there are some weird plastic textures, particularly near the windscreen where the plastic's all scratchy. However, down here there's some much higher quality gloss black finish, which feels a little bit more like an iPhone. One of the things that really impressed about the old Kuga was that it was absolutely brilliant to drive. It was really nice and sharp, had great steering response, and just felt basically like a high-riding Focus. This time around, Ford softened the Kuga off quite a bit, and the ride is okay, but it does mean that the driving dynamics that the old car was legendary for haven't quite materialised on this new one. It's got electric power steering this time as well, and particularly if you go for the 18-inch wheels that are on our test car, the wheel self-centres quite aggressively. As you'd expect, there's a choice of petrol and diesel engines. This time around the petrol engine is the 1.6 EcoBoost, and that's allowed Ford to drop the price of the Kuga by £1,000 over the model that it actually replaces. The EcoBoost petrol engine also reduces emissions by 26% over the petrol engine it replaces. However, I wouldn't advise opting to match that engine with the PowerShift dual clutch gearbox, as the gearbox is constantly hunting around for the right gear to be in. The best seller is likely to be the 161 bhp diesel version, and that's a much better prospect if you want decent economy and also decent performance. However, that engine is a little bit on the noisy side. Turning the Kuga into a global car from a European car makes plenty of sense for Ford from a financial point of view, and that's already been proven because this car is selling really well in the US, where it's already on sale as the Escape. However, for European buyers, the car's slightly compromised, even with all the extra tech and the extra space, because it's just not quite as cool as the old one. Although, having said all of that, the optional tailgate is pretty cool.